this slightly to the side. Hi, Frank here, and just want to talk about like things I just want to do, and hopefully talking about them will make me want to do them more or give myself a better idea of how I should go about it. And one of the things I always want to do, and I did a few really bad attempts at it on this channel, is to do like reviews of like manga supply kits, because this is something like that I experienced when I was very young, where I thought I had to get like these very specific supplies to draw manga, otherwise you can't get the look or something like that, which is completely false. Um, because it's a style. You can make manga out of almost anything. And I kind of misplaced my hate for more traditional supplies like acrylic paints, pastels, and stuff like that as uh, why I can't draw manga with them. It's just because I just don't like those art supplies. I don't like anything that's too messy, personally, for me. And just even think about pastels make like my kind of like, you know what I mean, where like you hear certain sounds or feel certain textures, like it feels like your teeth are going numb or something like that. I don't know. It's a weird, very weird sensation I get. It's just like it's like anti ASMR, essentially. Like the opposite of satisfying. It's like completely just. I hate it. I don't like it. Ow. But the point is, you don't need specific art supplies to draw or learn how to draw manga or make manga or anime. It's just, can you learn with it? And I want to do the review of this various art kits, because like an art kit is still a kit of potentially very useful supplies. Like for example, like one thing I actually recommend from this kit are the Scholar red and blue pencils, more so the red pencil, which is my favorite thing from this kit, uh, which I use in my normal like general roulette of like art supplies when I'm sketching my sketchbook. I really like that red pencil, and it actually makes me want to go and buy, you know, the individual packs of the red Prismacolor Scholar erasable cool erase pencils, whatever the fuck they're called, because they're legitimately good. I don't think the pens are good. I hate the eraser. It's absolute garbage. It's like a pink eraser but worse. Uh, the Prismacolor black color pencil is okay, and the graphite pencils are just graphite pencils. You can get them anywhere, from any brand, and they'll generally be fine. Uh, but yeah, in general, it's just I just want to share like, is this kit still useful? You know, is it something that can be good for learning manga? And there are certain things that are definitely more oriented towards manga, like pencils and inks, because you know that's how a lot of traditional manga in the publication format is done. Is through pencil, then you ink it, then you add tone, stuff like that. And obviously, this one is trying to be something like that. But it's also, I want to like compare prices. Like, what if you made your own equivalent to this? Like, the idea is that when I originally had this idea, I wanted to do like super professional format, and I'm like, I'm not ready for that. So I think I should go for a more vloggy kind of style. But even then, I still want to hit on these kind of notes, where the idea is that you can like make an equivalent one to this for a similar price and see if this is still worth it, just for the sake of conveniently getting it in one package. Uh, so I would like get equivalent graphite pencils, red and blue pencil, some sort of like black color pencil bought individually, two types of inking pens, and an eraser. Oh yeah, by the way, this doesn't come with a pencil sharpener, and as you can see here, erasers up top, not sharpened here. Even though on the Amazon, for the official listing for this, it shows the red and blue pencils are sharpened, which is just like, all the other pencils are pre-sharpened though. But yeah, and that's something I would also talk about. It's like, does it give you everything you need in this one set, or do you need to buy something else extra? Of course, I'll be discounting stuff like paper if it's not something that needs specialized paper. For example, if it's something like watercolor or something like that, it's a manga watercolor set, then yeah, you have to consider buying watercolor paper as well, because it's not fun to use it on copy paper. It's really bad. It you can kind of do it in sketch paper. Bristol board paper, you can get at least like basic illustrations done, but you really do need watercolor paper for watercolor, without you just hating your life or going through a much more tedious process. It's still doable. In fact, I have a video on my channel where I did it on newsprint. I really wanted to revisit that video, not recreate it, but do like a sequel to it, see if I can improve. Since I know a little bit more about watercolor, I would say like traditional art is my hobby art, while digital art is my professional art. I probably would think of kind of sort of like that, because like even like my worst like digital art commissions, I would still consider professional looking enough where it's like I don't feel bad about giving this to the person who commissioned me for it. Well, if I were to do a bad traditional illustration, it's just really bad. Um, and I also waste physical supplies, so that's why I consider it more of a hobby, because like it's something that I can't have be professional for me. Otherwise, I just get really stressed. I can use it as a learning tool, like learn better lining and stuff like that, because like a lot of traditional ink lining can transfer over to digital art very easily. Coloring and stuff like that, and like a lot of traditional painting and watercolor techniques, and especially for watercolor, I think is probably, along with combination of marker, those two together are the most similar to painting or digital coloring. I'm also going to throw wash in there as well, like the combination of those three things. Um, but yeah, what was I talking about again? Oh yeah, this. What I wanted to do with it. It's like I still want to like. I've been kicking this thing around my room. It was already kind of bent when it came in, but like I bought this like beginning of 2020, so like before the pandemic hit. Yeah, and I just haven't opened it because I haven't been happy with my intros to recording that video and stuff like that. And I think I just might make it more of a casual vloggy kind of like, oh, let me just talk about it kind of thing. Kind of like how I did here. Uh, yeah. And there's like I have like also an entire like Amazon list of just like various of these kind of kits I have like found on Amazon. Some of them are no longer available. Uh, and stuff, but there's a few that I just want to check out because like, hey, this actually looks decent, or wow, this looks like hot garbage. Um, and pretty much why I consider a manga kit or manga art supply package, where it comes with everything you need for manga, is that one, it has to just be art supplies, not like a how to do book or something like that, because you tend to see a lot of those when you search manga kits or manga art or manga starter sets and stuff like that. Two, it has not just be advertised for manga, but also have manga as part of its packaging. Like this is what it's telling you it's for. Because again, that's what I consider a bit of an issue for a lot of younger artists that I fell even in this trap into, where you believe you have to have it for this specific thing, and a lot of young people are still, even if I explain it to them that you just need something to draw with and something to draw on to learn, it can literally be stick with some dirt and that's it, and you can learn how to do a lot of drawing just from that alone. They would still want to buy something that's manga themed. Uh, so it has to also have manga on the packaging. It doesn't necessarily have to have like manga art, because this barely has any. Like the background is I think a generic Scholar set that Prismacolor just puts on all their Scholar packages. So it has to say it's for manga on the package, and it has to be a set. That's another thing. Like, there's some things that I've seen, like a G Pen trial set or like Dip Pen trial set that I've seen from Deleter. Like, I saw that on the list, but that's not really a set. That's just more of like, hey, try out Dip Pens or something. Uh, yeah, and just I just want to like show people like, is this useful? Is this good for your money? Because that's the most important thing. Because like, especially when you're young, you don't have a lot of disposable income. You, especially if you don't come from like a very like well-to-do family or anything like that. Like you have very limited things to ask for, and very few money to work with. So like, I want to make sure that people can find things that are good for them, that are of quality, of decentness, and stuff like that. Like if I were to ever get this as a young kid when I'm very first starting out, I probably wouldn't complain because I wouldn't know the exact qualities and stuff. But as an adult, I can say you can do better. You can do better for the same price because these are not very good. They're not pens, they're markers technically, and they're not very good for lining unless you do very big drawings, which requires big paper, which might not necessarily be available for everyone. The graphite pencils, when you're just starting out, like at most, like you just need an HB pencil, honestly. Black Crisp color pencil, Scholar version, not the premium one, not the Premier, not the Premier kind, so it's a little bit lower quality. But these two pencils are the best part. So yeah, these would probably be like the hardest things because I don't think you can buy them individually. Like I think they're always at least in a big pack of just them or part of sets like this, which they say it's good for animating. Orange Park is color pencils. Yeah, it's the third point on the back. It talks about like animating with it. Don't focus on me. Yeah. So that's like interesting, I guess, because animators use blue and red pencils, but they don't use non-photo blue, which is what the blue pencil is. Which it's very hard to see on camera. It's just as hard to see in person. That is a very light blue. It's lighter than the color that you see on here on my computer screen. Boop. But yeah, probably like my favorite thing about this set is this is kind of just turning into a review video for this set anyway. A lot of starter sets do include a little how-to-do book, which is my most popular video on my channel, my dramatic reading of it. So yeah, that's interesting. It's not very good. It's not very informative, and the art itself looks like it was done by the marketing team and not anybody who actually draws. Yeah, it's a bit of a trip. Also, blue. You see blue here? It doesn't come out that strong. Like they straight up use just a regular blue pencil for that. No, the non-photo blue version. Yeah. Yeah, that's just kind of just like a video series I just want to do. Is just to kind of give out that kind of information. Because I do believe I am skilled enough where I can recommend art supplies and tell the general quality of them compared to each other. Yeah. Might record that video later today or tomorrow. I know like people are gonna start coming home soon, and I don't want to record with a bunch of background noise. For that kind of video, I wouldn't mind if it was like for a vlog like this, but yeah, I have to figure out how to record stuff because my setup tends to go from recording friendly to very unrecording friendly, then back to recording friendly. I might just record it with my phone. And stuff instead of my webcam because even like the front facing cam is higher quality than my webcam. Yeah, I'm definitely more in a drawing mood. I'm just thinking. yeah, if I'm able to like get something that's decent out of it, you'll definitely see it eventually. Maybe like by next week or something like that. Not sure exactly when, but it'll eventually come. So yeah, hope you enjoyed listening to me talk, and yeah, hopefully I'm able to record something with this. By the way, this is like $7-8, in case you're wondering. At least when I bought it, the price changes a lot. I seen it as high as like 15. It's definitely not worth $15. I'll tell you that much right now. It's not 15. Anyway, see you later.